Hi, this is Amit Sadh, and you're watching me on Connect FM Canada with my most favorite Faridoon. Stay connected.
The sort of actor that you are, you always want to be different. अगर आपने पहले भी इस तरीके के किरदार अगर आपने निभाए हुए हैं, वो कैसा प्रोसेस होता है कि अलग तरीके से कुछ करना है और just dip into your own reserves.
पहले तो आई थिंक इस तरह का किरदार मैंने आज तक निभाया नहीं. मैं जनरली आई एम ऑलवेज द प्रोटेक्टर, द सेवियर. व्हेन आई गॉट अ रोल लाइक दिस, आई लैच्ड ऑन टू इट. आई हैव नेवर डन समथिंग लाइक.
Okay, what are your travel plans?
अभी तो ट्रैवल करके आया हूँ, बट आई ऑलवेज हैव अ ट्रैवल प्लान.
Important sense of humor is Amit Sadh's life.
Little bit of sarcasm भी बहुत जरूरी है. I think sense of humor should have a little bit of sarcasm.
What about writing a book? Would you like to write a book at some stage?
I think in terms of writing, I'm conflicted with a little bit of laziness and attempt.
Amit Sadh, welcome on Connect FM Canada. कैसे हैं आप?
मैं बहुत अच्छा हूँ यार. गुड टू सी यू. बीन एजेस. अब आपको जूम में देखना पड़ता है ऐसे, बट तभी भी खुशी होती है बहुत. हाउ इज एवरीथिंग विद यू?
Amazing. आप कैसे हैं?
गुड यार. प्रमोशंस चल रही हैं दुरंगा 2 की. इट्स गोइंग टू कम ऑन Z5 ग्लोबल. सो जब ग्लोबल की बात होती है तो सबसे पहले आप ही का नाम आता है.
All right, but I think the promo is really interesting. Tell me, do you find it interesting, playing characters which have psychological edges to it, and I'm sure that it must be great fun to play such characters.
Yeah, it's interesting. Normal is boring, and I think as an artist, as an actor, uh, to kind of dive into different characters, different roles is everyone's dream. And like I've said, I'm just fortunate. I keep getting challenges. I keep getting these kind of roles. And मैंने इस तरह का role आज तक नहीं किया कभी. So that was for me. That was the tick. To do a complex character like this. And at the end of the day, we also make stories, or we tell stories, or we pick characters to entertain our audience, or to connect something. So I'm actually very eager to see how people see Duranga, because season 1 did very well. So I'm very excited about season 2.
All right, okay. Now, when it comes to preparing for a character like this, which is, I would say that your character is something that is maybe जिसको कहते हैं ना कि एक plum जो character होता है, something that gets spoken about the most, जिसके बारे में जिक्र सबसे ज़्यादा होता है. So एक अगर साइकोलॉजिकली कुछ अगर इश्यूज हैं अगर किसी कैरेक्टर के अंदर, उसको प्ले करने के लिए what sort of preparation do you have to do? Because the sort of actor that you are, you always want to be different. अगर आपने पहले भी इस तरीके के किरदार अगर आपने निभाए हुए हैं, फिर भी आप नए तरीके से रीइमेजिन करने की कोशिश करते हैं अपने हर किरदार को. वो कैसा प्रोसेस होता है कि अलग तरीके से कुछ करना है और just dip into your own reserves?
पहले तो आई थिंक इस तरह का किरदार मैंने आज तक निभाया नहीं. मैं जनरली आई एम ऑलवेज द प्रोटेक्टर, द सेवियर. और वो भी मैंने बाय डिजाइन मेरे साथ हुआ कि मुझे ऐसा रोल मिले. So when I got a role like this, I latched on to it. So I've never done something like this. And yes, we have our reserves, but I think the phase of life that I am in, and the understanding that I am also having now, you got to upgrade and elevate your method and your approach to work, to life, to people. So मैं जिस space में हूँ life में, this time there was no reserve, because मैंने अपने reserves को इतना use कर लिया है कि मेरे reserves अब काम नहीं आते. And I was talking to my acting coach. मैंने उनको बोला, मैंने कि जो मेरे reserves हैं वो खत्म हो गए हैं, or they don't stimulate me, or they don't give me triggers. He said, yeah, but what about imagination? When will you start using your imagination? So now I think like this character specifically, because I don't have psychological issues. I've had issues in life when I was younger. We will always have issues in life as we go. Every day, 24 hours, we have issues with something or the other. If not, we will create them. That's human nature. That's our tendency. But for this role, Faridoon Bhai, I use my imagination. I use the character's imagination. And whatever little knowledge I have about, about kind of complexity, and sometimes, and most of the times, you draw a lot of information from the script itself. So इसका श्रेय मैं Z5 Global, Z5 की जो creative team है, गोल्डी बहल की जो क्रिएटिव टीम है, राइटर हमारे चारों, मैं उनको एक बहुत बड़ा क्रेडिट देता हूँ, बिकॉज ये जो जो दुनिया है ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड थी in a Korean show called Flower of Evil. Okay, so they adapted this into 2 seasons of Duranga. So ढांचा ऑलरेडी लेड आउट था. एंड जनरली मुझसे लोग पूछते हैं आप क्या हीरो पिक्चर के, क्या विलन हो. सो मैं ना किसी कैरेक्टर को एक्चुअली ना हीरो मानता हूँ, ना एंटी हीरो मानता हूँ, ना विलन विलन मानता हूँ. इट्स अ कैरेक्टर. I'm playing a character, and without giving too much, I can just say ki, the whole series, it's kind of a web of all different characters kind of surviving and fighting for their survival. And it's also difficult to talk too much about this genre and thriller, because then there's a बातों बातों में बहुत giveaway हो जाता है. I mean, so you have to be also very um, alert in how much you're giving out.
Okay, but don't you think that that anyone and everyone, they have complexities when it comes to their mind space is concerned? I think it's absolutely normal to have that, and maybe too much of I think credence is given to being too sane all the time. One cannot be. I think everyone has their challenges. You don't have to be either. Yeah.
I mean, I think the amazing thing is life will keep complexing you, okay, and you got to keep every day uncomplexing yourself. एंड आप मुझे बहुत बचपन से मतलब काफी वक्त से जानते हैं, और मैंने कभी अपने छुपाया नहीं, मैंने अपने प्रॉब्लम्स को, या जब मैं हताश होता हूँ मैं बोलता हूँ मैं हताश हूँ. दैट डजंट मेक मी स्मॉल, इनफैक्ट दैट मेक्स मी स्ट्रॉन्गर. So I think in life, definitely, I think we have to live each life to uncomplex ourselves, you know and that's the beauty of life. And when it comes to acting and creating characters, I just find the whole process very therapeutic. You can take everything in your heart, everything in your life, and you can kind of put that into a formation, or through craft into a character, and just release everything, you know. And that is the interesting part.
Importance of sense of humor in Amit Sadh's life.
ओ बहुत जरूरी है यार. आई थिंक एक तो अपने आप को सीरियसली नहीं लेना चाहिए ज्यादा. और आई मुझे तो मैं तो बहुत यूज करता हूँ व्यंग, और लिटिल बिट ऑफ sarcasm भी बहुत जरूरी है. आई थिंक सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर शुड हैव अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ sarcasm, बट नॉट अ नेगेटिव वन, नॉट टू लोगों की निंदा करने के लिए नहीं. बट इट हेल्प्स. इट ऑलवेज हेल्प. It's a big kind of a tool for you to kind of sometimes jump over the puddle.
Jump over the puddle. Okay,
You got your headline.
okay. Now,
We are in a very interesting phase. A lot of movies, they're doing well as far as box office is concerned in the cinema halls. But maybe what the picture that people are missing is that these are event films mostly, or having certain elements that is bringing people as far as theatre is concerned. As far as जो स्टोरी टेलिंग है वो जिस तरीके से OTT पे लोग देखना पसंद कर रहे हैं, दैट हैज़ गॉन अनबेटेड. और जो भी अच्छी सीरीज़ आ रही हैं, अच्छा कंटेंट आ रहा है, लोग उसको बहुत बड़े नंबर्स में कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं. एज एन एक्टर आप अपने को कहाँ पर देखते हैं?
अभी तो यहीं देख रहे हैं सामने जूम पे. जर्नी है यार, चल रही है. मैं बहुत आप मुझे समझते हैं, यू नो मी प्रीटी वेल. यू नो मैं हमेशा फरीदुन भाई बहुत कंटेंट रहा हूँ. क्या नहीं हुआ, क्या नहीं है, उस पर मैं ज्यादा वक्त जाया नहीं करता हूँ. क्या है, क्या मिला है, मैं हमेशा वैसे सोचता हूँ. और मेरे में कुछ ऐसा इन चीज़ों में अंतर नहीं आया, मैं अभी भी वैसा ही हूँ. और मैं बहुत ग्रेटफुल हूँ. और अपने लिए बोलूँगा कि मैं अभी भी बहुत मेहनत से काम कर रहा हूँ. मेरे अंदर बहुत हंगर है, मेरे अंदर बहुत पैशन है. मुझे बहुत फिल्में करनी है, मुझे बहुत काम करना है, मुझे बहुत ढेर सारे प्यार की जरूरत है. I want the world to love me. I want India to love me. I want people to watch my films. I want to make friends. I want to give interviews. I want to give another 1,000 interviews in this lifetime to you as well. I want Z5 Global to call me every 15 days and say there's an interview, even if Duranga is like, over. I'm just a greedy man. I'm a greedy artist. I want to do. And in life, you just need patience. And when you have something, you just give it all. So I've kept it very simple. Uh, things are just falling in place. It's a miracle. It's a blessing. And I just
Okay, what are your travel plans?
अभी तो travel करके आया हूँ, but I always have a travel plan. So I don't know if you got to know, but I did a nice trip from Bombay on the bike, on my motorbike, from Bombay to Ladakh.
Yeah, I
I was
followed.
on a bike for 30 days, and we also documented it. I'm calling it Motorcycling Saved My Life. And it's being edited. And I'm also planning another. I'm planning south and east of India, and then I'm planning a big one to Manang Valley, which is in Nepal, which is very tough, like really, really tough. One of the toughest, torturous rides of the world. And I'm planning South America. South America.
That that is your immediate plan. Okay. What about writing a book? Would you like to write a book at some stage?
So I always had this idea, a couple of ideas now. I think I don't know. Uh, I'm not a lazy person, but I think in terms of writing, I'm conflicted with a little bit of laziness and attempt and unsurety. Plus, जब फिल्म होती है या काम होता है, it takes everything from me. And as soon as एक film खत्म होती है, there's a adventure waiting for me. So I think right now, acting and adventure sports is an adventure is taking so much of my time, and I'm not complaining that. But writing is something that keeps looking at me. कि यार कब शुरू करोगे? You know. So I also wrote a book, which half book, and then I realized it's too preachy. And you also have to understand, we as human beings we change. I'm changing a lot. You know. So I just I have kept that a little far, but it's still in sight.